Too many high school graduates are not able to attend college because they simply can't afford it. And if they do attend college, they will have to take out loans, which will later lead to debt. And yes, having a job through high school is helpful, but odds are you won't make enough money. Especially if you're the one who's going to have to pay for your own college education. This speech is relevant to each and every one of you because the majority of you will be furthering your education after high school. So today I will be discussing how the cost of college tuition, room, and board have increased over the past 40 years, and as well as the cost of books. And I will also be talking about why college should be more affordable for high school graduates, since 70% of the job industry requires a college education. So I will start out with giving you an example. I personally am going to K-State next year, and the annual cost per year is $19,548. If you add in my FAFSA support, the cost will go down to about $18,000. So this would mean that I would need $9,000 per semester. Now K-State is obviously a four-year school, so I would be spending $72,000 over the course of my education. And keep in mind, this is only for my tuition. So my parents aren't paying for my college education, so you might wonder, how am I supposed to save up that much money when I'm only 17 years old? Most kids aren't even able to get jobs until they're 15, and plus they'll be getting paid minimum wage, which is $7.25. So in order to make $18,000 each year working as a high school student, you have to work 8-hour shifts 325 days out of the year. Okay, so now that I have given you an example of what it would take to remain debt-free throughout college, I will discuss how the cost of college has increased over the past 40 years. One of the reasons tuition is so much is because the schools want to pay more money to the professors and the other teachers that are at the school so that you can get top-notch people who will give you a good education. So now I have a little excerpt from CNBC. Payrolls have also been rapidly adding non-teaching jobs in recent years. Private and public colleges and universities expanded their payrolls by 28% between 2000 and 2012, and more than 50% faster than the previous decade, according to an analysis of higher education staffing by the Delta Cost Project. That buildup largely tracked the rise in enrollments. Another thing that schools are starting to do is rebuild a lot of the buildings on their campus, or adding a rec center or a walking trail or a bike trail to make the campus more visually attractive to new students so that they are willing to go there and spend that much money. Alright, I have another excerpt from CNBC. Since 1971, annual college enrollment has more than doubled in the U.S. to 19.5 million as of 2013, the latest census data available. In that year, there were 53 million in two-year colleges, 10.5 million in four-year colleges, and 3.7 million in graduate school. Now these are all individual students, and if you think about how much money that would cost, you would think that people would be gaining, the universities would be gaining money, but in reality, students like myself are going to be going further in debt. And if, say that my parents were helping me with my college education, they would also be going further into debt. Alright, so something that some kids think is that they can pay as they go through college, but the truth is that you can't. So this is an excerpt from the Seattle Times. Today, it's not really possible to pay as you go. Even at the least expensive four-year college, four-year public school in the state, Eastern Washington University, when the expenses are factored in, it costs about $18,000 a year, including nearly $8,000 in tuition and fees. That's thousands more than what students working full-time in the summer and part-time during the school can earn. In 1970, the cost of a public four-year college was $7,833. Now in 2016, it is $19,548, like I said. This is only the cost of tuition, and I haven't even added in room, board, or book fees. Since the cost of college is so much, a lot of kids getting out of high school who are on the lower financial side aren't attending college. So something that the schools will do is they will offer financial support to those kids, and that will get them more into debt, which will raise other kids' tuition costs. And also there are kids who are going on scholarships for sports or something, and they can get like a full ride, or they can get a certain amount of money, but that bill goes on to other students who are going to have to pay their full tuition. So since a lot of the kids who are on the lower financial side aren't attending college, this is a problem for our society, because 70% of the nation's jobs require a college degree. This is kind of a number example about what kind of education can give you what kind of job. So 11% of the nation's jobs require a master's degree or better. 21% require a bachelor degree. 10% require an associate's degree. 17% offer some college degree or no degree. 30% is only a high school diploma, and 11% is a less than high school degree. So now you can understand how important education really is. So wrapping things up, I hope that you have learned how much college tuition has increased, and why it's important to have a job, and why education is important.